raise awareness of African Americans' contributions to civilization. And whereas the celebration was expanded to a month in 1976 during the nation's bicentennial, and President Gerald Ford urged Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. And whereas, as we recognize Black History Month in 2024, we highlight the DuPage County Historical Museum's Black Trailblazers exhibit, which celebrates those who created change by breaking down barriers. Whereas museum visitors will learn about African Americans who fought to shape the world in which we lived in the areas of art, education, sports, and civil rights when they view the exhibit on display in the month of February. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the County Board do hereby recognize February as National Black History Month and encourage all to visit the DuPage County Historical Museum to learn more about the many contributions of African Americans in our county, our state, and our nation. Do I have a motion? Okay. Be it all in favor? Okay, enacted this 13th day of February 2024 in Wheaton, Illinois.
Thank you. It is an honor to accept this proclamation on behalf of DuPage County residents. Our mission at the museum is stewardship, education, and community engagement of DuPage County history. Black Trailblazers celebrates local leaders in DuPage County's Black community whose contributions in the field of education, sports, civil rights, and the arts have created a positive change that continues to be felt this very day. This exhibit will continue to occur on an annual basis as a space in which we collaboratively work with the Black community to grow and research topics of Black history. Our hope is that we continue this exhibit, we will be more able to properly preserve and display Black history in DuPage County in a way that is accurate, accessible, and informative. Many people have helped with this project, but a special thanks goes to County Board Member Michael Childress, author and local historian Gwinnett Tilly Turner, Downers Grove Historical Museum, and Wheaton College, whose insights into this project were invaluable. Thank you again for this honor, and we hope to see you at this exhibit as it's up through the month of February.
Be brief. As the first African American to sit on the county board, I'm really excited about my colleagues in this board. There was a time where people were really, really uncomfortable, and it was one of the least favorite topics to discuss, race. But this county board seems to have that nailed. We discuss pretty much everything, and we feel comfortable about the discussion of race, and I'm really proud to serve on this board. Thank you.
Okay, and on to public comment. According to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes. Due to the construction of our boardroom, today members of the public are meeting in an adjacent room. Our security chief, Keith Briggs, will call the names of those who have signed up to speak. Keith?
First speaker will be Mary Jane Silvestri from the United Sovereign Americans.
Hi there and good morning. I am Mary Jane Silvestri. I live in Kane County and have been a resident of Illinois for 50 years. I am a volunteer with the United Sovereign Americans, not a spokesperson. United Sovereign American is a nationwide organization with thousands of active volunteers in 20 states. Today, I come to you as a concerned citizen sharing alarming information about our state's voter database uncovered through thousands of hours of research conducted by our highly qualified and credited data team. While the numbers are staggering and somewhat difficult to comprehend, one thing is clear: they don't add up. Just like your checkbook must balance, so must our votes. If you have 10,000 fewer dollars in your bank account than you had deposited, you would certainly want to know what happened. And if a company had that significant discrepancy in their books, they would most certainly want an audit. In fact, yearly audits are required for all public companies. Our audit of the 2022 election, using only official data provided by state election officials, shows that the 2022 election may not have been accurate or legally complete. We are not saying one candidate won or another, or that any election should be overturned. The state's official data from a certified election shows that the votes are counted, were not all valid and accurate under the law. Today, we will present you with a resolution demanding an end to the inaccuracy and uncertainty of our elections, along with a summary of our findings and the laws that apply. We are happy to meet with you to have time to go over the information, including more details about the specific findings. If you have questions that I cannot answer now, I will commit to getting you the answer in writing from the United Sovereign Americans Executive Board as soon as possible. This data and our request for investigation have been shared with state and county officials and election certifiers. It's essential that you, as our representatives, make it clear that these results may be considered seriously. Today, we come to you, our closest election representatives, for support and action. We've asked that you listen to the resolution, ask questions if you have them, and then vote promptly for its passage. Your action on the resolution will illustrate your dedication and support to the concerns of your constituents and your county. And thank you. Our next three speakers will read the resolutions in three parts, and our final speaker will conclude our presentation.
The next speaker, Lisa Forrest from the United Sovereign Americans.
Hello, my name is Lisa Forrest. I live in DuPage County, and I've been a resident of DuPage for 38 years. I'm a volunteer with United Sovereign Americans, not a spokesperson. A resolution for a legally valid 2024 general election. Whereas it is a recognized civil right in the United States for every citizen to have a free and fair election, quote, and the right of suffrage can be denied by a debasement or dilution of the weight of a citizen's vote just as effectively as by wholly prohibiting the free exercise of the franchise. Per Reynolds v. Sims 377 U.S. 533 of 1964. Whereas it is an affirmative duty of our election officials to comply with all federal and state laws governing administration and procedure of our elections, thereby guaranteeing our elections are accurate and free from distortion or manipulation. Quote, Congress seeks to guard the election of members of Congress against any possible unfairness by compelling everyone concerned in holding the election to a strict and scrupulous observance of every duty devolved upon him while so engaged. The evil intent consists in disobedience to the law, quote, per In Re Coy 127 U.S. 731 of 1888. Whereas our constitutional system of representative government only works when the worth of honest ballots is not diluted by invalid ballots procured by corruption and assuring accuracy can only be achieved through fealty to those laws governing the following 4 tenets of an election. 1, the voter rolls must be accurate. National Voter Registration Act of 1993. 2, votes counted must be from eligible voters. U.S. Constitution, 14th Amendment. 3, the number of votes counted must equal the number of voters who voted. This is just common sense. 4, there can be no more than 1 in 125,000 ballots in error by the voting system. Help America Vote Act of 2002. Whereas an open source audit of the Illinois 2022 general election conducted by Illinois state citizens has uncovered evidence of massive inaccuracies that violate both federal and state laws, including 4,032,801 ineligible or uncertain registration violations found within the Illinois state voter roll database. 589,985 votes cast by ineligible or uncertain registrations. 27,491 more votes counted than voters who voted in the 2022 general election. No one knows who cast these votes. 589,952 apparent voting violations in excess of the legal standard of system accuracy for a valid federal election. For the 2022 election in Illinois, this ballot error number was 33.
You can wind
Thank
up
you.
your thought. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oops.
The next speaker, Gina Pirelli from the United Sovereign Americans.
Hello, my name is Gina Pirelli. I live in DuPage County and have been a resident of DuPage for the last 22 years. I'm a volunteer with United Sovereigns American, not a spokesperson. Certification is defined by law, and attestation of accuracy and compliance appears to have been fraudulent and illegal, whereas these findings trample accuracy requirements of voting systems for a federal election. For a voting system, accuracy is defined as the ability of the system to capture, record, store, consolidate, and report the specific selections and absence of selections made by the voter for each ballot position without error. Whereas it must be known factually and provably that the intent of the voters is accurately represented by election results before certification can be lawfully conducted. Certification of an election that varies from the law is an abridgment of the civil rights of the citizens, a fraud ab initio. United States versus Throckmorton, 98 U.S. 61, 1878. Whereas Illinois' 2022 general election appears to have been invalid, depriving us of the guaranteed protection or our national rights under a government duly and providently chosen by us, the American people, resulting in incalculable damage to our families, our way of life, and the fabric of these United States. Therefore, we call upon our representatives to provide to the people in the insurance of domestic tranquility by joining us in demanding a valid 2024 general election that upholds these existing laws and equitable principles of law. 1, proof of citizenship and identity to register to vote, not anonymous attestation. 2, documented chain of custody on every ballot regardless of entry source, maintained from voter to voter count to final canvass. 3, secure ballots similar to currency in the event imaging technology is used for tabulation. The security features must be verifiable in the image. 4, voter rolls certified accurate 30 days before start of early voting. Voters added after that date must bring proof of citizenship, identity, and dress in person to a qualified official at each polling place. Thank you.
Next speaker, Robert Shield, United Sovereign Americans.
Good morning and thank you. My name is Robert Scheid. I live in DuPage County and have been a resident of DuPage for 50 years. I'm a volunteer with United Sovereign Americans, not a spokesperson. Systems, machines, security measures, procedures, infrastructure, policy, and conduct are required to be compliant with the laws regarding certification, testing, operational validity, and operational implementation. Any breach will require an adequately strong audit to verify measured outcomes were within 10% of the margin of victory at a 95% probability. A scientifically randomized audit of real ballots must be performed and meaningfully witnessed, providing the error rate is smaller than 10% of the margin of victory. Otherwise, a fully witnessed hand recount must be performed. All parties with more than 10% of the vote shall have full and effective observation rights. Election operations and systems must maintain provable end-to-end chain of custody from voter to vote to final canvass, including auditability and witness transfer with paper records. Adjudication must be signed off by party witnesses and candidate witnesses with full and effective observation rights. Candidates must be allowed immediate access to ballots, images, and CVRs. Candidates may argue to use party witnesses solely at their discretion. End-to-end audits must be allowed by qualified, insured, and bonded security, forensic, or financial auditor. These shall not be personnel from within the election system. Reconciliation will include the vote count, ballots, adjudication, CVRs, ballot count, voter count, custody transfer, and all other paper and electronic systems, including systems logs, if applicable. The aggrieved party must be allowed to select their own auditor. If the total of all unique variances above is more than 10% of the margin of victory, a new election must be held in the state for those candidates affected unless it can be provably corrected by a manual hand recount with full review of records. Waiver of requirements is not allowed. Only the end-to-end system compliance can guarantee the intent of the people is accurately recorded. Simply and just obey the law. This concludes the reading of our resolution, and I thank you.
The next speaker, Jody Zito, United Sovereign Americans.
Hi there. I have handouts for the board which pertain to our presentation today. There's one here for each and every one of you. My name's Jody Zitko, and I've lived in Illinois for 58 years. I'm a volunteer and a co-director of the Illinois chapter of the United Sovereign Americans. You just heard a powerfully written resolution outlining massive inaccuracies in our 2022 election from registration through certification. In it, you heard us ask for meaningful remedies be provided to proactively protect the validity of the 2024 general election. In fact, the resolution cited many U.S. Supreme Court precedents that support the need for such actions. Laws are being ignored. Bottom line, the checkbook is not balancing, and we need certainty. The voter system, which controls our most vitally important right, the right of suffrage, is not capable of producing an accurate, trustworthy result. Do you think that these anomalies within our election system, which are part of our national security infrastructure, should continue to be ignored? How much is it costing us not to fix the problem? How much is it costing us our GDP, our military, our foreign policy, our health, our self-esteem of our children and our young people? And how much is it costing our dignity to keep fighting each other? The cost is immeasurable, so I urge you to show your agreement by passing the resolution, or invite us back and put us on your agenda if your process requires that for it to pass. Our website showcasing our initiatives nationwide have some great videos that explain the anomalies and the apparent violations of law that are found here in this state, as well as other states. The website is uniteforfreedom.com. That's unite, the number 4, freedom.com. I encourage you to check it out and learn more about our group. And we thank you very much for your time today.
The last speaker, Paul Drabeck from the Downers Grove Township Republican Organization.
Hi, my name's Paul Drabeck. I'm a combat veteran and a committeeman with the Downers Grove Township Republican Organization. And I host a podcast called Behind Enemy Lines with another committeeman named Terry Newsom, couldn't be here today. wanted to raise the issue of the Sheriff James Mendrick's conduct in a political context. Last November, Sheriff engaged in a bit of a political dispute with my podcast partner and I. He started using some threatening, intimidating language. He had sent an email to me suggesting I should be careful about what I'm looking at on my home computer and how I communicate from that computer. Also sent some of the board members about a 20-minute video where Sheriff Mendrick took control of an executive leadership meeting with the Downers Grove Township Republican Organization and was behaving in a way that was unbefitting of his office, if you ask me. He had admitted to being assigned by a partisan political organization chairman to go question a private business regarding this political dispute between myself, my podcast partner, and himself, and suggested that the business was now going to behave in a different way. And I just questioned, like, is it common practice for a sheriff to go and question a private business about their interaction with another private citizen at the behest of a political partisan chairman? During that meeting, he had called me a moron and threatened me, suggesting that I had done something wrong and that I should be careful because I had a police report on me, suggesting that I had threatened a public official, which I find defamatory. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. So again, you have the evidence of that. I had emailed some of you, and I would just ask that you look into this conduct. I think it's unbefitting of a sheriff, and I think it's concerning in a political context, especially, that he would behave in such a way. Now, on this issue of the voting, I would just say, this is public record data, 4 million ineligible or uncertain registration violations, 589,000 votes cast by ineligible or uncertain registrations. I would just ask you, who are sitting on this county board, how do you even take yourself seriously sitting up there supposedly being elected when we have these many issues in our voter roll? This is public data. If you do not look into this, I don't know how you look yourself in the mirror. So I hope that we see something from this board addressing these clear violations. I don't know how we can have another election with 4 million ineligible or uncertain registration violations and 589,000 of these votes cast. So I would just ask you to do your job for the citizens of DuPage County. I thank you for your time.
You did your job.
That was the last public comment.
Okay, thank you, Keith. If the board has received public comment via our online portal, per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday so they can be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. Okay, this morning I am just back from the nation's capital where I attended the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference with several of our board members. It was interesting to hear from my fellow county leaders. I can say DuPage is definitely well above most of the other counties in our country, and that is due to all of you, so thank you. And it is always important to learn about the many ways county governments serve taxpayers. Hot topics included immigration, affordable housing, and mental health. I was also happy to catch up with our Illinois colleagues at our ISACO dinner. And previously, on February 2nd, we focused on local and state issues during our DuPage County Legislative Breakfast. I was gratified by the strong turnout of local lawmakers who serve all or part of DuPage County. Thanks to each of you who attended. These opportunities to talk one-on-one with our representatives in both Washington and Springfield are very valuable. My goal is to create and sustain a strong DuPage caucus as we pursue our legislative goals in Springfield and Washington. It's important that you feel comfortable picking up the phone to discuss issues at the local, state, and national level. Therefore, I'm grateful for your participation and support in these meetings. Okay, on to the consent agenda. Okay, 24-643 DuPage County Board Minutes, regular meeting, Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. 24-438-019, 2024 pay list. 24-461-123, 2024 pay list. 24-510-126, 2024 pay list. 24-516-129, 2024 auto pay list. 24,522, 130, 2024 pay list, 24,589, 22, 2024 pay list, 24,611, 26, 2024 pay list, 24,624, 27, 2024 Corville wire transfer, 24,0555.
Move to approve.
Change orders to various contracts as specified in the attached packet.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, and we will move on to County Board and Member Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Today I rise to move on CBR 1824, the appointment of Don Desart, Historical Museum Foundation
Second.
Board.
Okay, is there any discussion? Just checking. Okay, it's been
Chair.
moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Well, I want to amend also.
Oh, you're going to amend it?
Yes.
Okay,
I would like to make a motion to amend the blurb so that it reads appointment of Don Desart, Historical Foundation Board. The material is correct in the backup, but there's a Scrivener error in the blurb.
Second.
okay. What do we do here, clerk? All in favor of the amendment? Okay. Clerk, please take the roll.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert.
Aye.
Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. And Chaplin.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries, and thank you, Member Desart, for stepping up. I know you've been incredibly involved in this process, and so having you officially on the board will be a great asset to the entire board. Okay, let's move on to Finance and Member Chaplin.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair. So I move on FIR 2424, acceptance and appropriation of the Emergency Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant, intergovernmental agreement, $449,660, facility management.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. And Cahill.
Okay, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 2524, resolution to approve the agencies under the Local Food Pantry Infrastructure Investment Program ARPA item.
Leave is granted. Oh, we have a question from Member Desart.
I do, and I apologize if this discussion was already held in finance that I had to miss this morning. I had a great conversation with Mary Keating yesterday and a great email with Mary Catherine. I just wondered from finance what the guardrails are to make sure that these entities spend the money as they've said that they would.
Oh, I can answer that.
Okay.
It's reimbursement,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's reimbursement. So no check's going to go out
reimbursed.
until they have
So
to
they'll
submit
give us
an
receipts.
invoice before we can pay them. Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Great. And we did have a very, very robust discussion on this in finance, so.
Yes, Member Cahill.
I just want to add for the record, thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to add for the record that I am definitely supporting this, but with the understanding that we are going to open this up to the District 1, particularly food pantries that were not included, did not respond. So I will be voting yes. Thank you.
Okay, and I think after that robust conversation that all of the board members need to get to their own townships and make sure that they understand what is an option. I don't think anybody was excluded. I think what happened was somebody saw the option to do something, took advantage of it, and then we all decided we want to be part of that. So that's an important thing to communicate at your local levels. Leave is granted. Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to answer to Member Cahill that I believe this is for $910,000, but back in like September, we approved $1 million. So there is definitely still money in the budget for
Yeah.
District 1.
I didn't hear what you said. Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 2624, additional appropriation for the ILDCFS Children's Advocacy Center Grant, in the amount of $328,278.11, an increase of $16,093.11, State's Attorney's Office.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 2724, acceptance and appropriation of the Community Project Fund Funding Environmental Review Records Program, $19,000, Community Services.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 2824, awarding resolutions for trenchless rehabilitation and maintenance of pipeline infrastructure.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 2924, additional appropriation for the Animal Service Fund in the amount of $1,300, in the amount of $2,396, Animal Services.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3024, additional appropriation for the PRMS Operation Fund, Accounting Unit 5830, in the amount of $654,851, Informational Technology.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3124, authorization of a memorandum of understanding between the County of DuPage and the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 399.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3224, budget transfers 2/13/2024 from various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3324, abatement of the Special Service Area Number 31, Monarch Landing, 2023 tax levy in the amount of $1,559,156.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3424, placing names on payroll, human resource.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 3524, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not to exceed $2,239,150 in additional funds from the general fund to the county infrastructure fund for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted. Member Chaplin.
Thank you. And finally, I move approval of FIR 3624, authorization to transfer and appropriate up to but not to exceed $500,000 in additional funds from the general fund to animal services fund for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Chaplin.
Thank you,
and
Madam Chair.
Animal Services and Member Krajewski, who seems to have.
In Member Krajewski's absence, I'm vice chair. Is he absent, right?
He's not here.
As vice chair, I wanted to remind everybody about Raise the Wolf. Tickets are selling well, and I just wanted to remind everybody to get your tickets quickly. April 12th from 2024 from 6 to 11 p.m. And we just got a fabulous MC for the event. Regina Waldrop from NBC5 will be our MC, and she is a huge animal lover. Ask her about her turtles when you see her at the event. Thank you.
Okay. And Development Member Tonatori. Okay. Economic Development Member LaPlante.
No report, thank you so much.
Okay. Environmental Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. A couple things on your comments about NACO. Again, thank you to the board for allowing us to go and learn more about what we do well and what we could improve. But the general consensus coming away is we do a lot of things really well in this county. So thank you all for that. A couple weeks ago, I was honored to give the opening remarks for the Conservation Foundation event. And they talked about agroecology. I had to practice that like 20 times before I had to give the remarks. But it really basically says, let's keep the food in the area where it's being produced, and it will improve a lot of things. So happy to support that. Over the last weekend, at our ISACO dinner, I was approached and asked to chair the environmental committee for the ISACO organization, and I happily accepted that role. And the last thing I wanted to mention was we have already scheduled a political sign recycling event for a couple of weeks after the primary in March, so keep that in mind. Dig out your old signs from your garage, from your kids' soccer games, or doesn't matter where they come from. We just want to make sure they don't go to the landfill. So thank you so much for that. And with that, I I'll make a motion on ENR 1-24, the DuPage County Electronic Recycling Program, 2025 Notice of Participation.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, the motion was Rutledge or LaPlante?
I made the motion.
Okay. Rutledge.
Aye.
Schwarzy. Aye. Tornatore. Aye. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. And Ozak.
Okay, Human Services and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With regards to Human Services report, just 15 seconds thanking this board for great discussion on our local food pantry infrastructure program. And I really want to thank staff, Mary Catherine and our executive staff up here for doing such a great job getting this put together. So, you know, these investments are vital to protecting our neediest residents and ensuring they have fresh food. And these investments will benefit our county and our residents for decades to come. So thank you very much. And then you'll notice I have my bright red tie on. This is about as bright as I can get with the red tie because Valentine's Day, just a reminder that our care center will be filling balloons at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we will be delivering balloons to the residents tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. With that being said, I would like to introduce a motion to amend Resolution HSR 524, acceptance of the 2024
Second.
Annual Action Plan element of the 2020 to 2024 Consolidated Plan for Housing and Community Development, first reading, to correct a scrivener's error on the first page, last paragraph of the resolution as follows. Whereas a 2024 action plan element of the CON plan listing activities to be funded in the 2023 program year is required. This should be amended to read, whereas a 2024 action plan element of the CON plan listing activities to be funded in the 2024 program year is required.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please. Is this just on the amendment or?
This,
Oh, okay.
This is the one and only
It's
vote.
already amended. This is the
Yes.
only vote, correct. So roll call, please.
Schwarzy.
Aye.
Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. And Rutledge.
Member Schwarzy, do you have
Yes, I
something?
was just, okay, so now we still need to vote. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. So I make the motion to approve item HSR 524 as amended.
Okay. Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Okay, Judicial and Public Safety, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move on JPSR-2-24, authorization of a memorandum of understanding between the DuPage County Sheriff, the County of DuPage, and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Council 13, AFL-CIO, on behalf of Local 3328 Sheriff's Healthcare Professionals.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Evans.
Aye.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. And Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For this next item, I move to discharge JPS Committee on item 16B, JPSR-3-24.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And now I move to move on JPSR-3-24, ratification of emergency procurement per 55 Illinois, I shouldn't have started reading this, 55-1022A2 and section 2-351 of the DuPage County Procurement Ordinance. Authority to proceed with emergency procurement was granted by the County Board Chair on February 2nd, 2024. Intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the County of Kane for housing and detention services for minors.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And next I move on JPSP-8-24, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Monterey Security Consultants for physical security services for the county campus and the Health Department for the period of March 1st, 2024 to February 28th, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,368,375.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Legislative Committee will meet today after County Board to vote to approve the county's federal legislative agenda for 2024. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But again, just like with our state legislative agenda, this is a living, breathing document that can be changed throughout the year. So I'd love you to come to the meeting, whether or not you're on the committee, and hear your suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Member Desart. And Public Works, Member Garcia is not here. Vice Chair is Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for approval of PWP 000124, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Standard Equipment Company to furnish and deliver Vector truck replacement parts for Public Works for the period of February 1st, 2024 to January 31st, 2028, for a total contract amount not to exceed $140,000, not suitable for competitive bids, sole source, direct replacement of parts and services for 2 public work Vector trucks that are used to maintain sewers and hydro-excavate areas where there are utility conflicts.
Okay, do we have a motion? Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatore. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thanks. I move for approval of PWP 000224, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Camira Water Solutions Incorporated to furnish and deliver ferric chloride to the Knollwood Wastewater Treatment Facility for Public Works for the period April 1st, 2024 to March 31st, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $30,000 per renewal option, first of 3 options to renew.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of PWP 000324, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Roll Chemical Corporation to provide sodium hypochlorite to the Woodridge Wastewater Treatment Facility and the Knollwood Wastewater Treatment Facility for Public Works for the period of April 1st, 2024 to March 31st, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $115,000 per renewal option, first of 3 options to renew.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatore. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of PWP 000424, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Univar Solutions USA Incorporated to provide sodium bisulfite to the Woodridge Wastewater Treatment Facility and the Knollwood Wastewater Treatment Facility on an as-needed basis for Public Works for the period of April 1st, 2024 to March 31st, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $45,000 per renewal option, second of 3 options to renew.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thanks. I move for approval of FMP 000624, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Petroleum Traders Corporation to furnish and deliver off-road diesel fuel with winter additive as needed for the power plant and standby power facility for the period April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025 for facilities management for a contract total not to exceed $101,000 per renewal option, first of 3 options to renew.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you again. I move for approval of FMP 000724, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Royal Pipe and Supply Company to furnish and deliver plumbing supplies by the specified manufacturers at discounted rates as needed for county facilities for the period of February 24th, 2024 through February 23rd, 2025 for a total contract amount not to exceed $82,000 per renewal option, third and final option to renew.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
And I now move for approval of FIR 003724, acceptance of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Grant Management Initiative installation, excuse me, and/or replacement of utilities grant program intergovernmental agreement, $10,200,000. Thank you. I could barely get out that amount, so, thank you very much.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member
I got
Ozog.
choked up, yes.
And Member Zay, Stormwater, please.
Morning, Madam Chair. I move on SMP 4-24, approval of contract issued to Atlas Engineering Group for on-call land surveying services, stormwater management for a period of February 13th, 2024 through November 30th, 2024 for a contract not to exceed $50,000.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Zay.
Aye.
Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. And you.
Okay, Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on SMP 5-24, approval of a contract issued to Graham for professional engineering services for capital assessment and reserve study analysis associated with stormwater flood control facilities for Stormwater Management Department for the period of February 13th, 2024 through November 30th, 2024. Contract not to exceed $165,000.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Zay.
No second. We got to wait. Nobody likes.
Nobody seconded?
Okay.
Okay, good morning.
Thank
And
you,
leave
Madam
is
Chair.
granted. Thank you, Member Zay. Okay, technology. Member Yu is not here, so Vice Chair for Technology is, oh, there he is.
I know I'm short, but jeez.
Member Eckhoff, you have the stage.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of TER 3-24, correction of Scrivener's error in resolution TER 2-24.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Eckhoff.
Aye.
Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. And Desart.
Okay, Member Eckhoff.
I'm going to ask the state's attorney, do we have to pass that now, like we did with Mr. Schwarzy's Scrivener's error correction? No? Okay. I would move approval of TEP 3-24, recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order at Carsoft Technology Corporation for the procurement of a audit software system. Good, I'm tired of reading that. I move approval of TEP 4-24. Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to BMC Software Inc. for annual software licensing and maintenance for Mainview Z Enterprise Automation and VSAM file management software for the
I'm sorry,
contract
leave was
period.
not granted yet for the other one. Right?
Leave.
You made the motion, was there a second? Most favorable roll?
I'm having
Oh.
more trouble than Zay. What is going on?
Okay, but Member Cahill has something she'd like to say.
I just wanted to comment on TEP 000324, how important this is. Do you believe that the auditors were using pencil and paper for all their work papers?
I don't believe it.
Unbelievable. So I'm really pleased that we're getting the proper software for them to now do everything electronically. That's all. This is very important.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Eckhoff.
Do I have to read it again? I'd move approval of TEP, nobody else does. 4-24, recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order to BMC Software Inc. for annual software licensing and maintenance for Mainview Z Enterprise Automation and VSAM file management for the period March 1, 2024 through February 28, 2025 for a contract amount of $46,481.97.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Eckhoff. And now we're on transportation and Member Ozog.
Good morning, Madam Chair. First of all, by committee update, I want to wish the best to Sid Kenyon, our Senior Transportation Planner. He is now the Director of Transportation in Schaumburg, so good luck to Sid, and we will definitely miss him. Going forward, I move for approval of DTR 000424, recommendation for the adoption of the Transportation Mobility Framework.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Ozog.
Yes.
Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress. Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Velasi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. And LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 000524, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Old Republic Title Company for professional title insurance services as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period of February 29th, 2024 through February 28th, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $50,000 per lowest responsible bid.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of recommendation for the approval of, I move for approval of a contract to 72-hour doing business as National Auto Fleet Group to furnish and deliver one Ford Transit cargo van for the Division of Transportation for the period of February 14th, 2024 through November 30th, 2024 for a contract total not to exceed $65,492.53, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTP 000724, recommendation for the approval of a contract to 72-Hour LLC doing business as National Auto Fleet Group to furnish and deliver 5 Ford Broncos for the Division of Transportation for the period of February 14th, 2024 through November 30th, 2024 for a contract total not to exceed $163,683.10, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Oh, wait, a member to start has a question.
Thank you. I just had a question for all of these, 21C, D, and E, and that is that for like professional services, I understand, you know, the dates, for example, February 14th through the November 30th for professional services, but I'm wondering why these vehicles have such long dates between them. Is that because we're not going to get them all at once, and so they have until November 30th to get them to us, or I'm just wondering about the dates. Thank you, Bill.
So as I understand it, the way it's kind of a mix between what we do in DOT and how finance and procurement are working. My understanding is that that's a window of time that we're going to basically be able to write the check to buy the vehicle. I don't know if there's anybody else that could weigh in on that, but I asked the same question, and that was kind of the answer I got on it.
So we don't have specific vehicles in mind just yet?
These are being purchased through a co-op, and
Okay.
so it's, in this case, there's no specific vehicle that we're buying. When we come to you with one that's got a specific dealership listed,
Yeah.
then we've identified a specific vehicle. I don't know if Val-
Okay, and also then if we don't have a specific vehicle in mind, how do we know the exact price then down to the cents? Like that first one is down to 53 cents. How would we know the exact price if we don't have a specific vehicle in mind?
So we
Thank you.
have a negotiated price already with the cooperative, so we do know the price. The vehicle is not there yet. So once the vehicle arrives in that time period, we'll be able to secure it.
Okay, thank you. And just one more question for you guys is that the time period, like for the first one, goes to November 30th. Do we need this vehicle before then? And if we do we back out from this contract and get one that's available now?
It will be available, but it will be available in fiscal year '24. So we cover our whole fiscal year,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and can somebody make a second, please? Second. Thank you. Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 00824, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Alltech Industries to furnish and deliver one new bucket truck for the Division of Transportation for the period of February 14th, 2024 through November 30th, 2024, for a contract total not to exceed $211,750, contract pursuant to Intergovernmental Cooperation Act.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTO 00124, ordinance declaring the conveyance of an easement to the County of DuPage necessary and convenient, and authorizing the execution of an easement agreement between the County of DuPage and Forest Preserve District of DuPage County, providing for the granting of a permanent stormwater easement to the county for the Geneva Road Bridge project. Estimated county cost $251,432.
Okay, thank you. Leave is granted. Thank you.
One other word, Madam Chair. I also want to give special thanks to John Loper in our Transportation Department for his hard work on the Transportation and Mobility Framework, and I appreciate the board members' support for this today. Thank you.
Okay, leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozak. Okay, and we are on to old business. Do any members have any Member Chaplin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I know we normally don't comment on public comment, but I think we need to make a comment on the public comment that was given this morning, just because our democracy is very fragile, and statements like that really erode the trust in our democracy and our system. So what I'm thinking is that maybe we put a statement out that the elections in DuPage are fair. They have been audited. I sat through an audit with the 2022 auditor's race. I watched them count the ballots. It's like watching paint dry on a wall. But that was a very thorough audit, and that election was run perfectly. And I think that to combat this, we should address it in some way. I don't think we can let that go. That's just my opinion, so thank you.
Anyone else have anything to say? Member Guston.
Thank you very much. I, kind of opened my eyes to 4 million ineligible voters. Maybe there's a problem with the role as far as what our laws are as to who can go on and go off. I know in talking with Adam sometime back, it's a very difficult process to take someone off the voter roll, and there's a time frame, and then you have to work with the post office and all of these multitude of steps to be able to streamline and get more efficiency on the voter rolls, and to be able to remove anybody off of a voter roll, particularly in my business in real estate. We have a lot of people that move they move every year. And then it's kind of hard to keep up with the accurate information on those. So I don't know if it's more, and maybe Adam can share, is there something in the legislature that needs to be updated so that that information can be updated? If this 4 million is an accurate, if it's accurate data or not. So I'd love to see something come back with that information as to really what that process is, because we don't need our departments to be, stronghold onto something that isn't making things effective and efficient and accurate, if that is the case. So that's just my thought. Adam, do you have a comment? No, okay. I would love to see something like that come
I
back.
would say this is a highly partisan issue. I think that if anybody has questions, they should reach out to the folks to get their answers, but I don't think this is really appropriate for us to debate on the county board floor. Member Childress.
The comment that I have is, I'm looking at a bunch of numbers that have no verifiable way of knowing whether these numbers are right or accurate. And I personally have a lot of faith in DuPage County's elections. And really, this is it looks fancy and all of that, but it's not worth the time of day to even look at it, really.
Okay. Again, I think it's a highly partisan issue. I think that our clerk has done a fabulous job in the election lane, things we should be very proud of, particularly early voting and mail-in voting. So let's move on to new business. Okay, Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was very pleased to see us celebrate and recognize Black History Month, so happy Black History Month. And thank you, Member Childress, for all your hard work on the board. Also, it's National Punchki Day, I believe, so happy Punchki Day to our Polish American community, and thank you for the delicious punchkis in the break room. They were awesome. I had the cream-filled ones, so very, very nice. And then also for strategic planning, just an update for strategic planning. Our team has taken all the feedback received from the members of the public, our board, and staff to create an initial draft for everyone's review. The various community forums, online submittals, and retreats were very beneficial. We intend to hold a strategic planning committee meeting next Tuesday, February 20th, where the draft will be presented to the committee and feedback may be given. And the strategic planning process has been very collaborative and reflective. I'm excited that we're almost at the point of having a final product that will help lead the direction of our organization for the next 5 years.
Okay, great. And then we had Member Ozog and then Member Guston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Zay brought the punch skis, and I wanted to thank him because they were Detroit-level worthy punch keys. So thank you so much.
Member Tonatori also was, they made them together last night.
Oh, did they? Okay, I would like to have seen that. I also want to apologize, Madam Chair, for missing the February 2nd legislative breakfast. My husband and I were in South Carolina welcoming our first grandchild.
Yay, congratulations.
His name is Graham Thompson Ozog, and his parents, Pat and Lexi Ozog, are doing very well. And it's a whole new world, so thank you all very much.
Wonderful. Okay, Member Guston.
And Chair Member, Member Ozog, welcome. Welcome to the grandma world. I love it. Old business. I wanted to thank staff. We had a question regarding Metra and who people notify on the Metra if something is going on. I just noticed a couple weeks ago there's actually big signs now on the Metra to be able to give people the phone number to be able to get a hold of Metro Police. They can actually text it and they can video a video to them. And of course, 911 still works, but that's a crossover to the community police. So I just wanted to say thanks to staff for getting that resolved, and it's going to keep the riders very informed and very safe. So thank you very much.
Okay, and we are in new business, Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Staff, the remodel looks great. I was just wondering when the video gaming machines are going to be delivered over here for the side. And will we have food and beverages available for the people? Thank you.
Okay, Member Desart.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank staff. We had our District 5 / municipal meeting a couple of weeks ago, and kind of at the last minute, it was on a Friday, but on Tuesday I asked Sarah from Stormwater, Bill from Transportation, Craig Dykeman from Homeland Security for updates so that I could present it for the mayor of Naperville and the people who were there, and they were very professional and right on. And I was thinking, there are 18 of us, and I made this personal request of our staff, and I'm thinking, my gosh, if each of us, all 18, approached our staff with these requests, they must just be overwhelmed. How can they do anything else besides meet our requests? So I just want to thank staff for giving District 5 extra attention. Thank you.
I think we can all agree we have an exceptional staff here that keeps us all running on time. Member Ozog.
I want to address this to Mr. Kottmeyer. I'm sitting here with a D in front of me, and I would like to get at least a B- or a B. This is not permanent. She has an A. What is going on here?
Member Ozog, I have an F.
What's that? You will regrade us? Okay, thank you very much. But thank you for all the work you're doing on this. An R? Yeah, oh, that would work.
Okay, is that all in new business? Okay, well, I'm sorry. I am informed we do have a matter before us requiring us to enter into executive session. I'll ask those not associated with executive session to please exit the room. Based upon information from the state's attorney's office that an attorney has contracted their offices threatening litigation against the county, I have determined that litigation is probable or imminent, and I ask the board to adopt the findings, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, I need a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Okay, okay. Roll call, please.
Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori, and you.
Okay, now that we're back in open session, can we have a roll call to establish quorum?
Cahill. Chaplin. Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans. Galassi. Garcia, Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante. Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You and Zay.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? This meeting is adjourned till Tuesday, February 27th, 2024 at 10 a.m.